What is up, everybody? Welcome to Ludi Tonight here on Splatoon 30. I'm Kyon. Joining me is Spicy. Now, before we start, we're gonna have a little talk with your jersey choice, sir. You have a Philadelphia. I see that you got the Philly jersey with you.
Yep, I'm a dedicated Philadelphia sports fan. I'm like an hour and a half north of Philly normally, so it's like Philadelphia, everything. Not so much baseball as much. Won't lie, I grew up also. I have a lot of family in Jersey, so I have that Yankees Mets bias. But most of the time, it's Philly sports left until I die. So yeah, I got the Embiid jersey right now. But hey, if you don't believe, I'm also like diehard. I got the Michael Carter Williams Trust the Process. So like yeah, we still believe Trust the Process. And we looking at these teams tonight, we should be having teams that are also believing that way too.
Absolutely, we got ourselves two teams that end Division 5. That will be very fun to watch. We got Minor Inconvenience versus Crescent Knight. Both teams 1-3 for the season. There are two other teams that are way ahead of them in the standings, and with this being the last week, I think mathematically they are out. So both teams wanting to end their season strong, with this set win.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that's important to note is that, yes, both teams are 1-3, but both teams only have their one win against Everfrost, who had the drop out. So both teams are basically looking for that first win in general right now.
Absolutely, and why not get your first true win then the last week of Ludi here tonight? So hey, I'm gonna be really excited to see how both teams play out. Now, I also want to mention before we hop into this match, I got a Karl Anthony Towns jersey, so we're gonna really need to have a huge talk with you at some point after the match. But that's a different story all around. But back to the game real quick. Inkblot Art Academy Zones is gonna be our first map. This is gonna be this is a map that normally doesn't get see a light of day for in most places. So I'm gonna be excited to see how both teams play. As once again, before we get into the game, here's my Karl Anthony Towns jersey real quick.
Nice. Yeah, so yeah, Inkblot Zones, you don't really see it as much anymore because you see Inkblot Tower a lot. Is that like the traditional, that's the counter pick, that's the listed map mode. But Inkblot Zones is, hey, fighting in mid, going for that, fighting in basically half court, I guess, is just gonna be like the big goal. Just trying to see like, and then like even things like charges, going for those long distance 3-point shots, wrong sport or wrong game. So it's like trying to just like control as much as you can, get in that zone is important. Like yeah, it's not the most traditional map mode combination, but I'm excited to see how we go, as it does look like we're going to be going into game 1.
Absolutely. I'm going to make it curious to see if both teams can score in the fast break right away and get that zones fast, as we do see our first weapons. Before I can even think of any more analogies, I had to take note here. That is Blue Dapples being shown, Reef Slider being played. Okay, then. I see how it is. By the way, Minor Inconvenience is on the yellow side. Purple side is going to be Crescent Knight. I have to figure out something here. Those Blue Dapples are going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see those Blue Dapples, especially. You don't see Reef Slider very often. You don't see Blue Dapple next, basically, at all. Crescent Knight's going to be able to get into the zone right away, though. Going to look to try and take some points off the lead here. And we watch the Blue Dapples sadly go down here. The bubble's already up for Crescent Knight as well, as they're just trying to work their way through this zone. Already a 2-down situation for Minor Inconvenience as well. And Crescent Knight is looking very good so far, getting that Zuka up. And now looking to force some long distance shots. Damian Lillard-esque trying to get that assist as well. And they're already past the 60 here.
Yeah, already past 60. Nice 3-point shot with the Trizuka. As you mentioned, very Lillard-esque for sure, but not able to hold on to the zone anymore. Trizuka shot to be fired from the other side, trying to pressure them out big time, and now we're going to get to see the restart actually just mainly for a zone, and that is already a 3-down scenario right out of the gate. Minor Inconvenience will strike big for sure, and more importantly, they're going to try to pressure them out big time. Crescent Knight going to have to play on defense to try to get the zones back.
Yes, and you see Arsenal on that Inkjet for Minor Inconvenience, just trying to force some situations there, and the triple ink strikes as well, really doing a lot for Minor Inconvenience, as they are going to be able to work their way through this zone, work their way through the points. They look like they're going to be able to potentially take the lead here, and it does look like they will right now. The Kraken is going to be out for a Crescent Knight, but the lead, that isn't going to change right now, though. Minor Inconvenience is going to go 2 down, 3 down now, and Crescent Knight's going to be able to hold on defense just ever so slightly before letting a lead change.
right at the buzzer too. If anything, literally just a 1-point difference there. They were able to win some of those fights, and again, the 2 down really aiding to more Crescent Knight's ability to get the zones back. Now I need to see how Minor Inconvenience is able to fight back despite losing one right away. I'm gonna need to figure out how they can get themselves back into this one. They got 3 specials up: the Reef Slider, the Inkjet, and the Trip Strikes if they can take advantage. Crescent Knight in the meanwhile already out of the penalty points, and another Taizuka shot, this time but being fired from Wolf, and able to get 1 out of the picture, and now another 2 down on top of this one, and they're able to get the close range shot, long range 2 if you will, but that's not really going to mean a whole lot there, as it's pretty much down to 10 points remaining, and already multiple members have gone down in quick succession. This will be Crescent Knights starting off this set strong with a KO on Inkblot Zones.
Yeah, very strong game overall from Crescent Knight, really. Aside from giving up that 1 push, I guess, from Minor Inconvenience, which they were able to stop. It was overall a very well-rounded game from Crescent Knight, just being able to maximize the most when they're in advantage and really just do the best when they can when they're in that advantage state. And now it's just, you see though from the replays, just a lot of just great stuff overall from Crescent Knight. It felt like they were consistently in the advantage as well, whether that be in numbers, whether that be in specials, and overall just great gameplay overall from them.
I like to take a highlight here where that state of the game was. It was already 2 down on both teams when Crescent Knight basically had full control of that zone. Minor Inconvenience just way too many squids down, and then just pretty much staggered all over the board. Effectively, when we think here in a basketball sense, you're kind of just spraying out the rest of the defense as much as you can in this case, and looking for the open shot. They already got the zone. They're just trying to keep passing it around each time, and by the end, they're able to expose a hole in that zone, then able to collapse right onto that one, and that's basically how they took that zones home. Basically, a little bit of a slam dunk victory, if you will. But now that first map is done. Spicy, we are going to be looking ahead here to map 2, which is Museum de Alfonsino Tower Control. Going to be looking to see if Minor Inconvenience can bounce back.
Yeah, and once again, Museum Tower isn't exactly the most common map mode combination either. You see Museum a lot in Clams, you'll see it in Rainmaker and sometimes Zones, but Tower isn't the most common thing here. So once again, we're looking at more of a niche gameplay sense, and I want to see what both teams really do here. If you're Minor Inconvenience, how are you going to adapt? What are you doing in this timeout, I guess, before we go into this next game? Just trying to recoup. It was only the first game, so there's still plenty of Splatoon left to play here, and I really want to see what kind of adjustments are being made.
I mean, the best way, exactly as you mentioned, they're calling a quick timeout. Make sure that you get yourselves back on track after how that first map went. And again, what we kind of saw from that first map there in Inkblot Zones is a little bit more spread out, if you will, and really both teams kind of just finding opportunities to just brawl. And we do see, I think, one minor change there. Actually, major changes overall from Crescent Knight. Before I can even go any further, that's a vanilla ink brush and a vanilla roller. I like the vanilla roller pick, especially in tower control.
Yeah, I love the bit of a melee setup from Crescent Knight here, really trying to be aggressive in your face, looking at some Bad Boys Pistons from the 90s at this point, trying with that kind of aggressive play. And I guess it's going to work at first because they already have control of the tower. The brush is going to go down slightly due to some foul trouble. But hey, the roller is going to be able to find the pick on Minor Inconvenience, and 30 seconds into the game, tower's still up for grabs pretty much. Minor Inconvenience is going to grab it now, going to be able to take the early lead here, and the whales come out as well. But now it's really both these teams. Zuka's out, Strike's coming out, tower is now starting to finally get moved ever so slightly for Minor Inconvenience.
You make a quick note there with what Crescent Knight was trying to dish out there, more of a melee setup. Melee setup there, trying to attack the paint, if you will, versus a team that is willing to play from range, trying to spread around with the two-point shot, three-point shot being the equivalents here. And right now, though, the rest of Minor Inconvenience is able to continue to push this one right along, and it is going to be a 2-down scenario. So Crescent Knight is going to lose too. Blue Dapples have gone down on top of it, but this will be the second checkpoint right away. Inkjet's going to be there to pressure them out. Can the Inkjet find anybody else from Arsenal? Not quite yet, but it will be maybe the second checkpoint, just holding firm. And yes, they will be past it. So that's the second checkpoint. That's a crucial second checkpoint that just got out of there. We do see, however, from Crescent Knight, they are able to use that cooler right away. Everybody from Crescent Knight picks up that cooler and right away gain a little refresh there, but they go 2 down right away, and Crescent Knight won't be able to get a push. I think both are going to have to settle with the tower resetting back to mid.
Yes, and now Crescent Knight still has control of the tower at least, and they do have a Zuka online. Zuka is going to start firing some shots. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to take much though, as the tower does go down back into mid. Minor Convenience throwing some strikes up. Then the whale coming out from Crescent Knight. Both these teams back in neutral here, really just trying to figure something out, try and really establish some position and just establish some type of form. Crescent Knight, once again, now starting to move with the tower. Finally at that first checkpoint, really trying to use some volleyball here, but their roller is going to go down, and that's where the range from Minor Inconvenience has been well. But now both teams in a 2-down situation. Crescent Knight's still going to be at the tower, though. Going to take it to that first check. Going to try and keep it up, but having players in foul trouble, I don't know if they're going to be able to.
That push got stalled, and it stalled there. They got very opportunistic, trying to keep that tower pushing up ahead, and trying to take full advantage of that very close quarters top that they had. But at the end of the day, though, Crescent Knight got staggered out entirely, and Minor Inconvenience was able to put a stop into them, and then able to put that tower back to mid, and now everybody's trying to reset themselves back up with the half court setup here on offense, and it looks like Minor Inconvenience is going to try to go for more of a push here. This tower is still moving right along. Killer Whales being spread across the board. They do go multiple members down right away. The Reef Slayer not able to get anybody, just slightly overshoots their target effectively. Nobody down from Crescent Knight. Crescent Knight able to reset the tower back. Turnovers, if you will. Minor Inconvenience doesn't get more out of this one, and Crescent Knight will keep up with the pressure.
Yeah, Crescent Knight's starting to make the most out of this pressure with that bubble in position aggressively, too. They're going to be able to keep working their way past this first checkpoint. Look to really start to establish something in this comeback in the second half, maybe third quarter of this game so far. Working their way all the way to the next checkpoint, too. And now that's a 3-down situation from Crescent Knight, and now with the roller and the delayed wipe is going to be the only one up before going down. But really starting to cut into that lead. Minor Inconvenience, they're going to get control of the tower once again, and try to reestablish something. We're approaching the 1 minute to go mark. You don't need to start firing off crazy threes here. You have the lead. You just have to play safe.
Absolutely, you basically don't need to get to basically fire a shot right away from that shot clock. So at the very least, just hold that tower in mid. Try to basically make sure that Crescent Knight has no chances to attack. They got a minute left to go to do so. Minor Inconvenience still wanting to keep that tower up ahead. Now, I do see where the thought process here. Try to get that tower close into their territory. Make sure that Crescent Knight has to wrestle back from the other direction. But they may have pushed themselves a little too far out there. And going with the delayed triple, and actually now currently a 3-down scenario. Crescent Knight should be able to set up this time. 35 seconds left. Spicy. Crescent Knight trying to set up for a comeback.
Yeah, they're trying to set something up here with this 30 seconds to go. This is a great battle where you want to be for Crescent Knight. They're working their way almost at a second checkpoint, and now they're trying to fire out some long-distance shots with the Zuka. Not going to be able to connect, though. They are going to be able to make it to the second checkpoint, though. Strikes are going to be coming out from long range here. Crescent Knight is going to be going a couple down here, and now 3 down here. It's going to make things rough, but there's going to be able to work it past. Got the 38, 37, 36. They're going to be able to take the lead, and this is an absolutely insane situation, and they are going to be able to make the comeback.
They got the comeback in the last minute or so. I thought that push was effectively done, but Crescent Knight crawled their way back with 10 seconds left to go. And again, aided by the fact that it was effectively 3 down on that push, which effectively meant Crescent Knight can set up the paintings, make sure they keep that pressure up and coming the entire way through. That's really all they needed to do there, and that is really our face. That really explains it all. I cannot believe it. Yeah, no, but let's be real. That is a comeback for the ages. Overall, there from Crescent Knight, what we saw from them was basically, again, they set up the painting big time for that push to go past the second checkpoint, and then Minor Inconvenience just had to rush it. They had to put that defensive stop right there, and all that being said and done, there wasn't enough time left. We're gonna get to see the quick replay here. 15 seconds. Yeah, the roller and the shot going down. It's 2 up. It's the zap in the brush. Okay, at this 3 down, this should have been game over. However, Soccer still stays on the tower, and look at the nifty footwork from that player, able to keep this tower alive. The roller is able to jump in for extra support, and that's really all it needed to be. Huge credit to Soccer just being able to dodge all of the shots around the tower while keeping this tower push going, and that was insanely huge from Crescent Knight.
I haven't seen handles like this since like Allen Iverson, honestly, with
No.
all those cross-ups right there. I haven't seen a comeback like this since Tracy McGrady against the Spurs, Reggie Miller against the Knicks in the playoffs. That was just amazing. Just the absolute tenacity, just the will to stay on the tower, even being 3 down, just the amazing play right there for Crescent Knight to pull that off. We're going into Manta Maria on game 3, and I don't know, we've only been through 2 games, but if it's anything like that last game, we are in for a show here tonight.
I mean, Crescent Knight, that was an amazing comeback, and that has to feel really good, just being able to crawl that one down with about 20 seconds left and change. And if you're a minor inconvenience, you gotta reset yourself mentally here for this Manta Maria Rainmaker, which can get a little spicy, no pun intended, on which path you want to go. So I'd like to see what minor inconvenience wants to do here for their setup. I think they're gonna stick, with the same comp. Nothing much has changed from this side. On the other side, the only change is the 96 Gao Deco, so they're gonna go away they're gonna swap out one range with one close quarters weapon with the brush to something that has a lot more range coverage, and of course the Kraken to boot. I like this change for Crescent Knight.
Yeah, I actually really like the switch to 96 there. Having those like kind of versatility from the 96, one play from range, and then also play close up with the Kraken, basically acting as a stretch 4 in this situation, which is a really good thing for Crescent Knight. And you see the 4 already up from Crescent Knight, just trying to fight their way in mid. No one's going down yet so far. Strikes are going to come out from minor inconvenience, but right now the Rainmaker is still in the middle of the map. No one's been able to pick it up with 40 seconds already through the game.
Yeah, both teams basically just getting a good feel for each other, and at this point, just waiting to find the one chance where they can take advantage of it. Even with all these fights that are happening, there's not really one team that really wants to strike big. Well, as soon as they say that, though, 3 down right away from minor inconvenience, and a nice save right at the tail end of that one, and it stalls the push for about a few extra seconds, but that should buy minor inconvenience some time to fight back. And there's that blue doubles going off there. That's one, and not able to get the second. Wolf somehow gets out of that. I don't know how, and the trip strikes being dished out there, trying to protect the Rainmaker at all costs. And we do see 2 members from Crescent Knight trying to regain any sort of control around this Rainmaker there, but they're going to go 2 down. This Rainmaker does reset, but more importantly for Crescent Knight, that's the first checkpoint. Great start for them.
Yes, exactly. Minor inconvenience. Over with 90 seconds through this game so far, really just needs to figure out a way to reset, either mentally, reset in formation, do something here just to get back to mid and just figure this out. The Kraken though from Flower just gonna really show off that kind of bully ball there, being like Shaquille O'Neal, honestly, back when he was young. The strikes are gonna come out from minor inconvenience, but it's not gonna be able to do much. They are, look at Crescent Knight going off on the right side here, looking for a potential right flag, taking on the right side of the sideline now, and I guess we're going to football now.
Yeah. This time they take the Rainmaker to the right hand side, pretty much really teetering close a little bit to the out of bounds marker, but not in this case. Not in this case. Keeping it inbounds as much as they can, and now going out out. If anything, they get 40 points remaining there, but this Rainmaker is again going to reset. But again, just multiple members down situation. Crescent Knight again is able to set up more painting there, and with minor inconvenience losing right out of the gate, this is going to set up Crescent Knight big time for another successful push. Minor inconvenience, I need to see out of this composition how they can try to stop that as much as they can. Just so many circles are being ran around by them. Wolf is just doing a great job. Well, soccer ball. Okay, as soon as I say that, the Wolf goes down, and that's 2 members down right away. Nice flank from the 52. Then that's Crescent Knight going 3 down already. Minor inconvenience. They put the brakes on them, and that's the defense showing up.
Yes, and now for minor inconvenience, they're looking to establish some offense of their own. Rainmaker is going to be able to find the pick as well. 2 down situation from Crescent Knight here, and it looks like they're trying to establish the run game now, with minor inconvenience is just going to be able to keep some stuff, keep the air game going with it. Rainmaker just firing up some shots. They're going to be able to try and do their best here, but that Kraken Prowler is just trying to rush at the Rainmaker right now. Oh, looking at the top half flank potentially, but being pushed back right here with the Rainmaker, this could be a massive potential loss in yardage as well.
Yeah, pretty much Rainmaker was being pushed back just enough, and that allowed Crescent Knight to pick up this Rainmaker. Are they able to sink this one in? What is this nifty feat work from Shays? Able to put it down to 4 points remaining there, and that's Crescent Knight still trying to set up. They got a lot of control. Is anybody run this Rainmaker? The T-Tech is not really in position and able to slam this one home, and that is Crescent Knight on a KO here in Manta Maria Rainmaker. Let's put it this way, that was a touchdown score for them, and as they are up in the set 3-0.
Oh my gosh, at that point, yeah, Crescent Knight able to just rush at the Rainmaker Bolt Carrier at that point, forcing them to go many yards past the line of scrimmage, honestly. And then from there, they were able to force that turnover, and once from there, they just able to score. That was basically a defensive win from Crescent Knight, just being able to turn that defense into offense. And now Crescent Knight is looking very comfortable in this set. You see how far they were able to take this Rainmaker after forcing that fumble, I guess. So, and after the sack. So now Crescent Knight was able to just score here because they already had it at the 4. Easy quarterback sneak into the zone, into the Rainmaker.
The best way to phrase is that they fumbled the Rainmaker, but the offense quickly recovered it anywho, and that's how they slammed this one home. And speaking of more football analogies here, Spicy, we got a football analogy of our own here in Humpback Pump Track Clam Blitz. Everything's shaped like footballs, to say the least. But more importantly, even with all that being said and done, Crescent Knight has had very solid offenses that we have seen so far. Game 2 was the one where they had to start crawling back each in that tower control map, where they had to take it at the last 20 seconds. Minor Inconvenience had some good looking defensive stops there, as much as they did, but Crescent Knight was able to have an even better response on top of it. Now, if you are Minor Inconvenience, you have to use this time to start resetting yourself. You get the sense that maybe the set is starting to slip away from you. You're down 3-0. You got to take this one map at a time, and where else to start other than this Humpback Clam Blitz map?
Yes, exactly. And going into Clam Blitz for Minor Inconvenience, I wonder what their thought process, what their game plan is going into this game 4. Maybe they're going to start looking for maybe some bigger plays here. Maybe the little pushes they've been doing haven't really been as beneficial as they wanted to. So maybe they're going to look for baseball references at this point, grand slams here. Maybe something switches out from the bullpen. If we're going to stick to the football references, maybe going for some long, Hail Marys, even early in the game, is what they need to do. Go for those, really extended pushes. Go for those really long offensive drives. And maybe that's exactly what they need here, for them to just get on the board. Because, hey, being down 3-0, it's still a long set. This could still go 9 games, but getting on the board sooner rather than later would be ideal.
And the big thing and the really good thing about Clam Blitz maps in general is you can force multiple pushes. So with baseball, small ball. With football, 10 yards at a time. Keep getting first downs each go around. So this is probably one of those map modes where you can definitely try to start taking points down one after the other. You can go for those big plays, try to make sure you can get as many points off the board. And especially in this map where it's a lot smaller and condensed in comparison, this is probably a map that can lend itself very well to that, compared to, of course, some small ball there. So I would like to see how Minor Inconvenience approaches this one. This is, again, you're down 3-0. You need to take this one map at a time. On the other side, the flex out of 96 Galdeco onto the Ink Brush is actually a very interesting change overall here, Spicy.
Yeah, Crescent Knight opting to go back to the melee comp here, reaching into the bench, reaching into the bullpen, and now really using that to bring that change of gameplay here. Meanwhile, for Minor Inconvenience, they obviously just believe in their starters and just believe in having the depth of their confidence in it, and they've shown that they can be able to do this right now. But right now, here in the neutral zone, neutral state, it's just all about getting that clam economy, really starting to establish that paint control, and the roller is going to go down from Crescent Knight. Arsenal from Minor Inconvenience going to start firing some pressure off with the jet, and the strikes as well from Minor Inconvenience, really just trying to establish some paint control in mid. Really, having that paint control is going to be massive, but Crescent Knight, having a power clam ready, could be in the situation they'll be looking for a chance to score soon.
And they're definitely getting a chance right now. That's already the first score in. But again, where's the follow-up from this one? They're pushed all the way back, and they go two down. There's not really much in the way of it. And again, it's this kind of map where it's so condensed and so close to each other that if you can get a straight away through, and that's how you can get the first score in early. That's what ends up happening here. It's a one and done scenario there. So Minor Inconvenience is able to get this free clamp if they choose to take advantage of it, and they will. And that's a wipeout actually on the side of Crescent Knight. So Minor Inconvenience will get a lot more out of this one. Opted to not pick up the free clamp that's left in base, and that's already 2 down. Minor Inconvenience again with a big push here. This is a big chunk play. A lot of yards coming in right now. They gotta get the other power climb in, and they do. It's a wipeout, but the damage is done. 2 big plays right out of the gate from Minor Inconvenience, and they are so close here to this here. This is the next push will be a red zone opportunity for Minor Inconvenience. For Crescent Knight, though, that's a huge stop that they needed.
Exactly, getting runners on base in that situation was all they needed, and once they were able to do that, they were able to respond with a grand slam pretty much, taking it all the way to the 33 on an initial push, which is no easy feat. Having this kind of lead this early on is massive, as we have about 3 minutes to go. Crescent Knight, at their point, is just trying to get back into mid, just trying to establish something of their own. They have the kitty available, and it looks like they are going to be able to pass some clams up in some good motion offense, and with 3 down from Minor Inconvenience, this looks like a play right here, as Crescent Knight is going to be able to open up the barrier around their own end. They still have some more clams coming in, it looks like. If they take it to the 58, the power over there, it doesn't look like it's going to be able to come into play, as sadly, but digging into the 58 is at least starting to whittle away at this lead as the basket closes for them, and Minor Inconvenience is still going to be able to hold with about halfway in the game to go.
Yeah, halfway through this game, and again, you're gonna more small ball play here from Crescent Knight, just taking it down almost mere points at a time. Minor Inconvenience will take the power clam that's available from their base and see what they can do with it. This is literally a battle between 2 different teams trying to see who will win the fight. Again, close quarters map. Don't be surprised if these pushes happen so fast here, as that's 1 member down right away. That's a 2-member down situation, which will free up this path home, and that will be the first time. That's the second one. They need 1 more in for the lead change, and they do just that. Down to 22 points remaining. The zap does go down by the end of it, and it will be, however, more members going down again. 4 small clams coming in. This is going to be 7 points remaining, 4 points. They need 2 more clams for the KO. They got 3 of them from Shays on the other side. Shays is shut down, but they got 2 more clams available despite Shays going down just like that. And Crescent Knight, again, they go from a large deficit and took that one all the way home to 0 points remaining to make this a 4-0 set in favor for them, and they are at match point.
Yeah, we've been talking about Crescent Knight's offense this entire set, pretty much. No matter what mode it is, no matter what sport analogy we are using, their kind of offense has been absolutely crazy, which has just been insane at this point. Just them being able to respond here, just being able to consistently keep those clams in, keep getting those runners on base, keep getting those extra yards just to keep the drive going has been massive. And once they were able to take it to that 4, all they needed was 2 clams to finish the game, and they were able to find that, getting that knockout win even after being down a pretty big amount.
Yeah, and again, this is a map that I keep reiterating here that this map that is so close and condensed. Any openings you leave there, any holes you find on the line to rush for a big gain, to say the least, is gonna be huge. And that's what ended up happening there. They just found a huge opening and they just took that one all the way home to that KO range. And that's pretty much what ended up happening there. Again, at the last moment for Crescent Knight to convert this to a KO. So Minor Inconvenience, they have to do the unthinkable and do the reverse sweep to even win this set. They have to, again, truly 1 map at a time for Minor Inconvenience. And this next map will determine their fate here. Barnacle and Dime Zones is the next one coming up.
Yeah, I love the approach of just taking it 1 game at a time at this point, because yes, 4-0 does look really bad, but it's happened before, even in Splatoon, it's happened before in other things. You're looking at the 2004 Red Sox. You're looking at the Flyers in 2010, I think, against the Bruins.
Yep.
You're looking at you looked at almost what Boston did against Miami last year, but maybe Minor Inconvenience is going to be able to finish the job here. But really, getting 1 game, just getting on the board at this point is going to be, it's do or die pretty much for them. What is the adjustments here going for Minor Inconvenience? I wonder if we maybe see a comp change at this point too, because they've been rocking the same thing this entire set so far, and they've come so close, but they haven't been able to shut the door and get that dagger.
I think you are right. We should, hopefully if they are gonna have to, if this is the time to cook up something, this is the time to do it now. You only have 5 maps left to do it. Dropping 1 is gonna spell the end of your set. So I'd like to see if Minor Inconvenience has any comp changes moving in the wings. They may try to stick with the same one, hoping Maybe because it is a little bit of comfort. Maybe that's the one they're just so used to. But this, again, with the way Crescent Knight's been playing the previous 4 maps, where again they have their high-powered offense shows up in big moments, I think Crescent Knight will try to do the exact same thing. So Minor Inconvenience, they again use this break in between maps. See if you can find a way to crack this Crescent Knight offense and try to see if you can get a push of your own. That's going to be one of those things that Minor Inconvenience has to look at right now. As again, we're going to be getting close to loading in for this map.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, because this feels like it's a bit longer between games, I wonder if there is that thought process of like, yeah, let's try and change something up. Maybe Crescent Knight's the one actually doing it, just trying to ice the game at this point, also ice the kicker, I guess. Just trying to figure something out, even though Crescent Knight's been in really strong here, really has a lot of good offense, a lot of just good advantage state. I wonder if maybe both teams really trying to adapt here, because Barnacle Dimes, Flat Zones, you see it sometimes. It's not the most common map mode either, but it's been getting some play lately in tournaments, and I'm excited to see maybe, as we are approaching this next game, what could potentially be the last game of this set. What are we going to be seeing here in this Game 5?
And what we're going to be seeing here in this Game 5, probably what you noted here, the big change that they needed is going to be over on the Splat Roller from now. So now it's going to be the one picking up the roller duties with this one. This is going to be the one time where they're going to need that weapon change to work out there. Other side, again, Brush 96 Gaudecco. The big constant from Crescent Knight is the Zap and the V shot. So I need to see what happens here on this first fight around neutral, as right now Crescent Knight already takes the control of the first point there. They got a cooler ready to go. They're ready to pop it, and it looks like they will. And that will be the cooler placed in the middle of the zone. Everybody's going to be able to pick that up nicely. And there's the 8-jet being used there. They take out the brush right away. 96 Gaudecco has a Kraken ready in the wings. They're going to use it. Flower Pit uses that Kraken. That's going to be one member down. That's all the value it's going to be, though. And this zone is stuck in neutral here, Spicy, with Crescent Knight taking the early lead.
Okay, I just gotta talk about that Kraken play from Crescent Knight there. Honestly, being just an absolute crazy rim protector, really just denying anyone from getting into the zone for Minor Inconvenience here. And now you see this now switch to the roller. I think that the switch to the roller is actually a great play, as they're going to be able to take the zone here. Really being able to just play closer to the basket, play closer in the paint, instead of just going for those long distance shots from 3 with the Zuko. Just going for those 2s are still just massive. And you're seeing they're able to keep consistently finding these picks. And now is from Minor Inconvenience, and just their entire team is like pushing up, really starting to take the fight to Crescent Knight and really limit the amount of space. Really playing in a full court press at this point, as they're going to be able to get the zone past the 50 and forcing Crescent Knight to just go for some desperation shots at this point.
Yeah, you see Crescent Knight now having to crawl from behind. They're just aggressive with the roller. I think it really enabled the rest of the team to just move forward and then just play as aggressive as you can. That's a nice little trade there, if anything. You go down to 20 points range. Yes, you do lose the zone. That's all it's going to be, though. Crescent Knight will have to take a huge stab at this to crack it down to 20 points range. What Crescent Knight has going for them right now, they got a lot of time to work for this one. 3 minutes is so much time left on this clock. With Minor Inconvenience, so they cannot lose focus. You can't blow this lead. It's all something that Minor Inconvenience has lost before already in this set. But where is the pressure going to be coming from? They got to make this one work. Crescent Knight has so much painting right away. 40 points remaining and still ticking. Can they find any more? The roller does go down. Can the restart find anybody else? It's a trade with the Zap. It's a roll there that it goes 3 down, but they don't paint the zone in time, and that will be the lead being changed. Crescent Knight gets the lead. Zap goes down anyway. Flower is still alive with the roller going down from now. Minor Inconvenience has to go to these penalty points, with Crescent Knight taking the lead back.
Yeah, Minor Inconvenience, this is where they gotta respond now. They gotta work through this penalty, and the Kraken's gonna make things very difficult. But 2 down now from Crescent Knight. Zone's gonna flip back to neutral for a slight moment. But Minor Inconvenience just gonna be able to keep the pressure up in a brief 2-3 down situation from Crescent Knight. This is really where Minor Inconvenience has to respond. They were able to stop the bleeding at 25 for Crescent Knight, but now they're gonna be able to work through this penalty. Just keep playing some good defense here just to be able to take the lead, as they do. And now with about 20 to go, this could be the moment for Minor Inconvenience to get on the board. The strikes come out. The roller is going to be able to do some damage here, and I think that could be the dagger, as Minor Inconvenience will be able to get on the board here tonight.
That is Minor Inconvenience's first map win of this set, and what a time to do so. The roller change, we highlighted it so many times there, Spicy. You know how you get one starter out of the game to get the weapon change in this case. That starter was the 52 gal subbed out for a roller, and you got to see a huge stylistic change right out of the game from Minor Inconvenience. You get the roller moved up, and the rest of the team supports that roller to the very end. You get to see this immediate lead change. What ends up happening here? The deco from Flower goes down. You don't have any crack powder left. There's the Zap. The Zap had cooler available, and I think, yeah, the cooler was popped off, but it didn't really mean a whole lot. They lost so many squids in the battle for this one, and all that Minor Inconvenience needed to do was just paint over the zone. Wolf was just looming large. Cal was able to get one spot, but that was more of a distraction at that point. And yeah, that zone was not painted whatsoever, and Minor Inconvenience on the board, preventing the sweep.
Yes, and maybe this is the start of something for Minor Inconvenience here. Getting one could result in just a lot of momentum here, and based on that play, being able to know, because Minor Inconvenience for a lot of the games so far, they got into a big lead and then they lost the lead, but now they're able to respond and finish the job. That's got to do so much for morale for Minor Inconvenience there, and I think that's going to be massive for them as we're going into game 6. Tower controls Sturgeon Shipyard. I wonder for Minor Inconvenience if they are considering like keeping the same comp at this point, because you know it's been working. It's something, the playstyle shift especially was something I really liked seeing. Yes, Zuka is strong. Yes, 3-point shots are amazing, but sometimes you get those games like the Rockets had against the Warriors in like 2018 where you just keep firing those shots and they just won't go in. So maybe going for the 2, maybe going for that slashing mentality at this point is just what Minor Inconvenience needs to keep this set alive.
And you made a great point there. Do they want to make any changes or stick with the roller that really worked out for them? This is Tower Control and Sturgeon Shipyard. So what that roller has going for it is the big bubbler. You can help protect the tower each go around, and that roller will be good for attacking some of the ledges and from range. So I don't be surprised if they stick with this comp leading into Sturgeon Tower Control. Crescent Knight, yes, you lose this map there, but you still only need one more map to win. Minor Inconvenience, again, the mentality, one map at a time. You gotta take each map one map each go around. Make sure you win every single one of them. The switch here, we got a roller duel here, Spicy. It's a roller duel between Now and Chase. From both sides. That's the only change we've noted so far, but Minor Inconvenience are sticking with the same comp.
Yeah, I love that we're going to be able to see a roller duel at this point. In fact, there's 3 melee weapons here, having the brush roller from Crescent Knight, which now they're going to be able to use that to take the tower, and this could be something good. The tower is going to be moving forward slightly, and now the bubble and the cooler from Crescent Knight is going to be able to keep up, and now they're already at that first checkpoint here with only 30 seconds in. It looks like they're trying to do their best to break it, but now the whale is going to come out, but now Minor Inconvenience is going to be able to take the tower back and try and reestablish something of their own, but as I say, that tower is going to flip once again. The Crescent Knight, who looks to be able to finally break that first checkpoint.
Yeah, Crescent is just trying to get through this first checkpoint right now. They go 2 down. That is a move there. Look, the Blue Devils just stuck them from behind, and that will stop the tower right there. Not even the first checkpoint was broken. And from there, as Crescent Knight, they lose 2 on that push alone. Minor Inconvenience. Now they're starting to really feel a decent momentum shift. Now they got that mid painted. They got a lot of territory they just covered here. A quick lead change. There is 3 specials. They lost one of them right away though. That big bubbler wasn't gonna come up. No, but to heck with that big bubbler, they say. As 2 members are down on Crescent Knight's end. The tower is still retaken right here. T-Tech on tower right and doing from the T-Tech itself, and we do see the Blue Devils and the roller just moving right up ahead. That will be the first checkpoint. Minor Inconvenience with a great start. Chase going way too close to the reach slider there, and there will be more points for Minor Inconvenience. You are getting the sense that the snowball is about to kick it right now. Second checkpoint for Minor Inconvenience, looming large right now.
And this offense now from Minor Inconvenience is absolutely beautiful to watch. This is reminiscent of the 7-second or less offense from the Suns in the mid-2000s. Really, this fast pace, this aggression is working so well in their favor. And look at this, they're already at the 10. The shot is going to go down here, but the roller going to be able to find the bubble. It's a 2-down situation here, 3-down situation now. The bubble is going to be popped soon, probably. Yes, bubble's going to be popped. The tower is going to start reverting back to mid though, but having that advantage there, taking it to the 10, and they're going to still keep on going. Arsenal with the inkjet, trying to find some plays now, but now being once again back at the 10, and it looks like they're gonna be able to shut the door. And now with the already at the 2 and a 3 down situation, I think Minor Inconvenience might be able to do it. Maybe not quite yet. The tower's gonna keep flipping once again, and now Crescent Knight gonna be able to hold just, or at least a bit longer, as the tower is going back into mid.
And that is now just seeing on multiple members by themselves, but they were the only one near the tower, right around the 2-point range. They just need to retreat back to the tower, hopefully to get them over the hump, and it just wasn't enough. That is a clutch save from Crescent Knight with 2 points remaining. And again, and the thing that they again got going for them is the fact this is a Sturgeon tower kill. This can snowball in a hurry if Minor Inconvenience isn't careful. The ballpoint does go down though, and now they got everything set up again for another offensive push. But this is literally gonna be the same script there. They had to find the stop. The roller will have to find value, but Shays goes down. That's a good chunk of their melee down as well. That's 2 members down. That is the first checkpoint. That's all it's going to be, though. The first checkpoint is the only one that's going to clear the place near mid. There's that bubble. That was clutch, as that bubble is there on defense, much needed, and that's the 2-down scenario. Reef Slaughter is able to get a shot that's out of the picture, and that is a great hole for Minor Inconvenience. They only lose the first checkpoint, and that is all.
Yes, and now we're approaching the 1 minute to go mark here, as Minor Inconvenience once again has control of the tower, having the strikes online, having the jet, and Arsenal's going to pop into that right now, trying to find something. The strikes are going to come out and provide that smoke screen. The tower is going to be lost though once we hit that 1 minute to go mark. And now Crescent Knight, they know they can still get into this game. They know they can still find a way to come back here, but they got to start getting into a push too. They got to make sure Minor Inconvenience isn't on the tower, as Minor Inconvenience is going to be able to keep control of this tower and just keep control of this objective, and that's massive here. And you see the Reef Slider is also online. Shots are going to be fired from the Zuka, not going to be able to connect, and go down once again from the end of Crescent Knight. And now with 30 seconds to go, we are approaching the end game here.
Yeah, this is the last 30 seconds. Minor Inconvenience, they cannot afford to lose this. They cannot afford to lose lead. For Crescent Knight, they have to win multiple plates in succession. Wipeout will be great for their efforts, but losing the Zap isn't going to help. That Zap is going to go down at a crucial moment. They're going to have to respawn in, and there's their shot. The shot has a Trizuka waiting in the wings, as we're down to 9 seconds left. The Trizuka's trying to fire, trying to find value. That's now, by the way, going down. That's a good chunk of the rollers going down. Both rollers have gone down. All that Minor Inconvenience needs to do is stop them. As they lose 2, that's 2 down. Slugger's the only one that's there. Slugger has to do a last-ditch hold on the tower, and that's not happening anymore. The wipeout is secured. Minor Inconvenience wins again. It's 4-2 in the set. Once again, 1 map at a time, and Minor Inconvenience stays alive.
This set is not over yet, folks, as Minor Inconvenience, that's 2 games in a row here. You saw the presence of mind to keep those strikes. You see the fist bump as well, just right there. They know the win condition at this point, and the teams practice it. They practice the 2-minute drill. They practice those last-second plays right there, whether that be on offense or on defense. And you know, being at some of the top teams in low-level Splatoon here in D5, you know these teams are aware of what to do here, to save those strikes, to provide that GG option, honestly, at this point, and to get those last-second long-range daggers, honestly. If I was Mike Breen, this is where I would scream bang at this point, just to, because that's where that game, just to ice the game at that point.
By the way, huge shouts to board from the board. The Blue Dapples player from Minor Inconvenience with a huge flank from behind just earlier in the match, which effectively sealed it for Minor Inconvenience. There, they took out multiple members and just caught Crescent Knight by surprise by the end of it. And again, we get to see just an earlier push for those tuning in, and that's pretty much how they got past that part. We're gonna see even more there, and this is pretty much around the 10-point marker where Crescent Knight was just losing so much pressure. Now was just on a mission as that roller, just trying to see if they can get so much of it. Wolf going down, and the T-Tag, that was clutch from Soccer. Had Soccer not gotten that would be KO. We'd be talking a slightly different story, maybe a possible momentum shift, but no, they kept the game alive. Even though Minor Inconvenience still won at the end of the day, that was a huge save for Crescent Knight to at least give them a chance. But now, Spicy, Minor Inconvenience 2 in a row, you might get the sense they may have found something with that change to the roller. So that stylistic change says it all. Crescent Knight, now you're getting says this set could slip away. You gotta have to reset and hopefully find a way to take this one home with Scorch Gorge Rainmaker coming up.
Yes, now if I'm Crescent Knight, I I do know that there's some anxiety here. Yes. Oh, you just gotta see that one game. Now, I won't lie. As a Philadelphia sports fan, I have seen heartbreak throughout my entire life right now. I have not gotten out of the second round in my lifetime. That's all I want as a Sixers fan. But yes, I'm feeling memories and flashbacks to the Sixers against the Hawks in 2021 or whatever it was. And I don't try to think about that, by the way. So it's yeah, just try all the blown leads. It happens. But Preston Knight, you know that they're very capable. They're in the situation where they're still on match point, and they have those two modes basically of those faster, those more aggressive with the rush and the roller. I wonder if that's gonna stay here, and they have another mode as well. So I'm wondering what's the comp here from both teams, and now very similar comps indeed from what we saw last time. If it's been working, I guess, for both.
I think this is just pretty much the exact same comp. Again, more melee from Crescent Knight with the brush and the roller. We saw Minor Inconvenience just able to find so many entry points, flanks, if you will, in the Scorched map. Don't get caught by the Rainmaker bubble because that could turn this one around. So in Scorch Rainmaker, this is going to be a mosh pit around mid. Fights will happen across the board. So again, it's going to take multiple down and then a lot of painting to make sure that you can set up for a push. That's already 2 down, by the way, just earlier, which is going to set up this push right away. But Shades is there on the stop, and it's going to be is 5 points remaining. Both teams are really just trying to contest for this one. They're going to try to use that Trizuka, trying to fire at the Inkjet. That's some great focus, I guess, but the Inkjet stays alive by the end of it. Now trying to fire from range. They're almost getting Wolf. But in the middle of all this, so despite all the brawling, okay, hang on here. That's 3 down. All the brawling was enough. The Rainmaker not resetting anymore. That's 3 down, by the way. Now setting up the painting once again, trying to move this one up to the first checkpoint. They're trying to throw all the bombs up there, but that's a huge find from range. T-Tech going down. The Rainmaker hole goes down. This Rainmaker is still stuck in its position, Spicy.
Crescent Knight's defense from range, well, we've been talking about this as a melee comp. Just having all those longer steps, the Jet gets shut down. Oh my gosh. And yeah, Crescent Knight's defense, honestly, despite being a melee comp, being able to poke with bombs, being able to poke with the whale especially, and the Zuka has done wonders for them, as they're going to be able to use it to keep finding those picks, trying to make a push of their own here. They're going to be able to take the lead slightly, and now they try to just push it off on the right checkpoint. The strikes are going to come out, just try and prevent anything from happening here, preventing a sneak in for some extra points. But now Crescent Knight still with the Rainmaker, just trying to fire up those warning shots, trying to find that push and trying to sneak right through the defense, as that Splat Bomb is going to be able to take now down. But the Rainmaker is going to be stopped right before the pedestal over at the 72 as the strikes come out from Minor Inconvenience.
Jesus has found an opening from the back on the back side, which effectively means that is enough space for them to get the first checkpoint. Yes, Brush goes down. That's a lot of damage already dealt. First checkpoint clear. Maybe a whole lot more if they can set up for it. Minor Inconvenience needs to put the paint down. Chase is trying to follow the curling bomb to victory there, but they're not able to find any more out of that one. It's just 45 points remaining by the end of it, and again, I don't think Crescent Knight can push too much out, and they can't find the pick onto now. So now you get to, so again, Crescent Knight with the having to retreat here. The Inkjet trying to find any value, not quite. So 45 points remaining. The first push was very successful. Minor Inconvenience multiple members down, just giving Crescent Knight a chance to attack. And now I need to see if Minor Inconvenience has an offensive push waiting for them, as the Rainmaker is back to mid.
Yes, and you know that Minor Inconvenience is very capable of pulling this off. They've been able to consistently win team fights in the early game. Now it's just whether or not they're going to be able to do that in the mid-late game at this point. Now with the Rainmaker back in mid, being able to be picked up by Crescent Knight, and a 2-down situation on both sides, 3 down now. It's a wipe! Long-range kill over on Crescent Knight, and that's going to be a very difficult play right there. And now Minor Inconvenience is going to be able to make some plays of their own, try and figure out, just try to take it over on the right-hand side. They still got to break that check. Trying to figure something out here. Whoa. 2 down now. What an amazing pick. What an amazing play from a long range. And it's going to lead to a wipe and the checkpoint being about to be broken potentially.
That's for sure the checkpoint, and that is huge. That wipeout, which goes into another wipeout. Again, Minor Inconvenience can be set up again for another successful push. Using that Inkjet takes out Callum. That's huge. That's someone from range going down. They tried to make up this Rainmaker and go fast forward, trying to go with the immediate fast break push. No dice on that one though, and it's just 64 points remaining. Time is not in their favor with a minute left to go and change. They're trying to protect everybody else. The blue Dapple's board is down on top of it. The roller needs to find somebody, has to retreat right away. This Rainmaker is going to reset here, Spicy. Now, again, if you're Minor Inconvenience, you have to stay alive and try to find the fight that you need over Crescent Knight. Going 2 down is not going to help. Crescent Knight is good. Crescent Knight, they don't need to push too far up. 45 points remaining, though, isn't as safe of a lead. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to push themselves up any further. 40 seconds left to go. Spicy, crucial moments, but 2 down for Minor Inconvenience. Crescent Knight Callan will pick up this Rainmaker.
Yes, and oh, look at pushing it over on that left side, hugging those raids right there, just doing a little dance, just some great cross-ups and all that. Being able to keep it almost being able to get some more points as well, actually. But now 2 down on both sides here. This is a 3 down now for Minor Inconvenience. This is looking very scary. Shades is going to be able to take down that T-Tech. This is looking very good right now for Crescent Knight. And they understand the win condition. All they got to do is hold the ball here. It's Borg. The Borg's going to be able to get the pick, though. This is crazy. They're going to be able to keep the game alive, be able to force the turnover now, and now we're approaching the overtime situation. Bombs are going to be thrown towards the Rainmaker. I don't know if it's going to be able to be enough here, and now you see Minor Inconvenience has it for one final point. Rainmaker's just going to be able to keep on going. The bubble comes up from Crescent Knight, and now it looks like this is going to be shut down as Crescent Knight wins and takes the set.
Crescent Knight at the in this map, when they needed it most, of the big reset between losing the last 2 and able to win so many fights in Scorch, Gorge, Rainmaker to take this one home 5-2, going up 2-3 set Ludi record-wise. They could take this one home. Again, that was clutch from Board. They needed to take the pick off of Crescent Knight's Rainmaker hold there, which they understood the assignment, as you mentioned. They just need to retreat and force the stall. Again, smart play, throwing the bombs around the Rainmaker to just stall out more time. They were able to pick this up by the end of the day. And here's a huge find. Now goes down, I think, trying to make sure that their team has a chance to set up. And that is a huge chunk of their aggression down, and that allows Soccer to just punish the positioning there from Minor Inconvenience. They just did not have a chance to get the comeback that they desperately need, and that shut the door on Minor Inconvenience there. And again, I gotta give a lot of props to Minor Inconvenience. One map at a time, nearly trying to take this one home. We could have been seeing something awesome brewing from Minor Inconvenience, but Crescent Knight held the fort down when they needed to, and it just happened to be on this Rainmaker map.
Yes, honestly, from both teams right here, that was a phenomenal set to watch. You saw there was a lot of potential from both teams to really just, like, be able to go things in a different way. Honestly, if Minor Inconvenience had a few things gone right for them, they could have won this set, honestly, in the same number of games. They were just that good. And they were able to, like, once they were able to use that roller to, like, just change up the pace of the game, just change up the style, they were able to really make some noise, really put a dent and put some anxiety in the Crescent Knight. So honestly, while both these teams aren't going to playoffs this year, I'm excited to see what both these teams do in other tournaments like the FTIUs, the Low Inks, and all of that. Because yeah, this season might be over for Ludi for both of them, but these teams are some good teams to watch in other tournaments.
Absolutely, it really just came down to crucial moments in the first 4 maps that really told the tale in this matchup, along with Crescent Knight up 5-2. I'm going to be really excited to see how these two teams go at it in other places as well. So yeah, there's Ludi's season effectively over there. As again, we do have 2 teams that I think that have gotten 4 wins and 3 wins respectively there. So that will be the end, I think, for both teams' journey there too. Journey here in this Ludi season. But Spicy, that was a great set that we have watched here this evening. I'm glad I cast this one with you. But we wrap up the set. There's no more Ludi tonight sets tonight here. So I think we are good to sign off. So Spicy, where can the people find you?
Nice. Thank you again, Keon. It's an absolute pleasure commentating with you. You can find me on Twitter at 2SpicyBM. I'm not going to bother trying to figure this out. Right there, yeah, 2SpicyBM. You can also find me on Twitch at Spicy_BM, or even YouTube, SpicyBM. So follow me on the socials. You'll hear me around doing some commentary, doing some other stuff, and like, man, absolute pleasure getting to cast this tonight. Keon, where can we find you?
Absolutely. Same to you. I'm glad I casted this one with you. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and the skies that are blue. Keon2570. I think I got it this time. Yes, I got that tagged right there. On Twitter and on Blue Sky, post a lot of nonsense, but you get to see me just post whatever I feel like posting there. On Twitch, I do stream Splatoon, but I'm primarily variety, so I do a lot of different games as well. As mentioned before, doing a lot of commentary in places I can go, so that will be a lot of fun. there as hey, so and the other thing too, by the way, because you got the Philadelphia jersey on, I have the Timberwolves. I will still forever rip my Timberwolves as much as I can, even if they drive me nuts a lot. All right, but I think that is gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it. By the way, huge shout outs to Joyan or Joran. I gotta make sure I pronounce your name, production guy. For taking this cast home with us here. But that is gonna be it for both of us here. So with Spicy, I'm Keon saying thank you guys for tuning in to Ludi tonight. There you go. There he is. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everybody once for tuning in to Ludi tonight as well. If you have anything you want to say here, Jorian.
Well, the only thing I can say, remember to be sure to watch this weekend for Big Dapple on Saturday. That's the New York Local is going on, and you might see it again. But yeah, that's all for the anything to mention out, and also be sure to watch this whole weekend. Or this whole November is super packed with the rest of the Ludi season. Next week's gonna be rescheduled as well. So a lot of matches on that time.
Oh yeah. So yeah, look guys, you mentioned big Dapples this weekend and many other places overall. But again, Spicy with Spicy, my co-com, and Jorian joining the production guys. I'm Keon saying thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, keep an eye out for the rest of the weekend for the remainder of the Ludi sets that will be streamed. We got a handful for you guys tomorrow, so you don't want to miss a thing. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more Ludi tonight here on Splatoon Tourney. Until then, have a good rest of your day or evening wherever you are.